Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, hopping on. This is the craziest story. The craziest story I've seen in a really, really long time. Well, did I take that back? We usually cover a lot of crazy ass stories on this show, but this one, have mercy. Okay, have mercy. Okay, so good evening to everybody. Good evening. Some more lies, some more stuff has been exposed, y'all. More lies have been exposed. And oh my God, it just gets thicker than a snicker. Okay? So we got a lot to talk about, y'all. So I hope you guys are doing well out there, enjoying your day, having a good one, making it positive, making it dope. Okay? As you guys are filing in, come on in. Hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to every single last one of y'all that are watching the show right here. I really do appreciate all y'all, okay? It's funny because I keep thinking that we're done with these stories, but more and more information is coming out from leaking, obviously coming out from these unsealed documents that they had. All these court documents before they went into trial, all this crazy stuff. I got so many stories to cover with you guys about this, but I wanted to take some time to look at some of this stuff myself, see what was going on. But as I was looking through some things, some just popped up and just caught it in the corner of my eye, in my periphery. And I was like, okay, we gotta talk about this because this was a very big topic during the trial, okay? So we kind of have to take a trip down memory lane back into the trial, okay? And I'll obviously talk about this stuff because this is nuts. Absolutely nuts. You see the title down below. You guys might be going, what you mean by floppy disk? Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Wet noodle? I'll explain here in a little bit, I promise. For those of y'all who don't know what I mean by a floppy disk, I will explain. For those y'all in the nosebleed seats that need to catch up with us, okay? So before we jump into all of this, I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you're watching this show right here, because I know everybody watching from many corners of the world right now. So please, I got a couple of things I want you to do for me, okay? Before we go into our regularly scheduled things, going into our procedural things that we do for this show, because I appreciate your support, please, in the comment section, tell me where you guys are watching the show from right now. What corner of the world are you watching the show right now? Okay? Put it in the comment section. Put it in the chat. I'd really appreciate it. Just love to see where everybody is watching the show. Okay? I'd really appreciate it, okay? So, as you guys are doing that, I see Colorado, Minnesota, KC, what's up? More Colorado. Kit Kat just became a member. Thank you so much, Kit Kat. Yes, now I'm hungry. Now I want some candy. You know what I mean? Now give me some candy. That sounds really good. A Kit Kat sounds fantastical right now. We got California on Facebook right now. Okay, Manteca, California. Okay, thank you. South Texas, Pennsylvania. Okay, New Orleans, Northern Michigan. She had to be very specific. Sarah K had to be so specific. Actually, it's Northern Michigan for you. Thank you so much, Sarah. So thank you guys so much. Sharika from in St. Louis. Sup. Watching from North Carolina. I appreciate all y'all for being on. Okay, I appreciate the love. Keep them coming. Let me know where you guys are watching the show as you watch the show. Okay, I'm on for a short time. Okay, this is going to be a very short show. Pun intended? Sorry. I don't know. Never mind. We're going to get into it. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, please do me a favor. You know the procedure. Hit that like button. Send those past 200 likes really quick. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in and see the show. I appreciate y'all. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. And for those of y'all who haven't watched the show yet, and this is your first time perusing, you know what I mean? You're just like, oh, I just want to see the man in the black shirt and the interesting cap. If you really do enjoy the show, please do me a favor. Crusheth thy subscribeth button. Wouldn't you do that, young squire? I would really, really appreciate it, okay? And please do me a favor. I got that locals. I just started a locals page last week. Please, bunch of people starting to file in over there. Please join my locals. Check out my Patreon. Of course, I got that CashApp. Unfortunately, shameless plug. But if you just want to support the channel, you can hit that join button down below on my YouTube channel and just crush the join button, just like little Kit Kat did. Okay? So just hit that join button and support this channel because your boy's working hard out here in these streets. Okay? And it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. All jokes aside, greatly appreciated. Anyway, we got to jump into the stories, baby. Okay, I've been holding off. I've been holding back quite a bit on the new documents. Okay, there have been a lot of unsealed documents that have come out as of last week. Basically, like right around Friday. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of papers, thousands and thousands of documents, pages and pages for this particular defamation trial. We already know. Y'all here for the same people, okay? Sure. All right. So, what's interesting, this is just really all right. There's a lot to unfold here because obviously we're going to be opening up a whole new can of worms with this story. We have advanced into the let's just say we went into the expert level, okay? We went through the novice, right? We went through intermediate, and now we're in the expert level now, okay? So there is a buttload of documents that have recently been released that had everything to do with JD and AH's huge-ass defamation trial. So now everyone's able to see these. Shout out to this woman by the name of Andrea Burkhardt. I want to give her a shout out because without her doing what she did, no one would have seen the documents. Not one single soul would have seen any of it. So I wanted to give her a shout out. Please go over to her Twitter. Okay, it's at Burkhardt Law. All right, and follow her over there. But she was one of the people that started a fundraiser so that she could bring some, so she can buy the actual documents, every single page, which we are going to look at this here really quick before we go into the meat and potatoes of what I'm talking about, okay? About the floppy disk, okay? About the floppy disk. The wet noodle, allegedly, okay? Allegedly. And it all will make sense in just a second. But I wanted to show you guys this. This is what she put out. She was like, hey, let me just show you guys this really quick. She said, I received a lot of press inquiries about the files, which is she put out a fundraiser basically saying, hey, I'm trying to raise enough money so that I can get my hands, so we can actually get access to the sealed documents that they had filing before they went into this actual trial. And obviously we've been seeing left and right crazy stories that are starting to fly out, things that I will be covering tomorrow in some pop-up videos, and I might be on live to talk about some of the unsealed documents with hopefully one of our neighborhood esquires as well. One of our legalese will hopefully be on with us to chop it up and talk about these specific documents that have been popping off. But we have seen multiple things, and it's crazy, okay? Multiple accusations, things about AH's past, things about JD, and things that he tried to put out there. There's been so many different accusations, so many different things. A lot of people were thinking that, hey, this information is going to expose AH as some terrible, terrible pariah. only to find out there's certain things that did not look great on Johnny Depp's side as well. In my personal opinion, I think they were both fighting fire with fire, period. I think one tried to one up the other one, and the other one just said, hey, you know what? I want to one up you too, okay? Just a little backup, because I know a lot of y'all, I know some of y'all have been watching other channels and know all about this, but the people who have been watching just on my channel alone about this particular story, I just wanted to get you guys a little hip, a little up to date on what's been going on, especially when it comes to these unsealed documents that were sealed. So she said, here's a statement that I released to everyone who contacted me, except, well, that doesn't matter. Anyway, it says here, let me blow this up so you guys can see this, okay? Over 6,600 pages of recently unsealed documents in the JD and AH matter are obtained by attorney Andrea Burkhart, okay? And she published this all on her website, which is right here, andreaburkhart.com/documents for public access. This woman was so kind and so giving. She said, F it. I want everyone. I want to share the love. Here you guys go. From my heart to yours, like Celine Dion. To you. Okay? My heart will go on through these documents. Okay? So, one part I thought that was really cool is that this part. Virginia is a statute that specifically provides that records maintained by circuit court shall be opened for inspection, and that copies will be furnished subject to a reasonable fee. So at 50 cents per page of these 6,642 pages, that cost about $3,321. So the enthusiasm for accessing copies of the documents was rapid and overwhelming, and sufficient funds were raised within hours. Excess funds totaling $7,000. This part I thought was really, really fun and really cool. She took the $7,000 that she raised, and that was donated, get this, to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and the Art of Elysium. I just want to point that out because let's remember mainly about the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. They're still waiting on the check from AH, allegedly, because, you know, she pledged, donated, pledged, donated. No, she pledged, no, she donated to Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, and they still have not seen one red penny from that A. Okay? So, given the fact that she did that, I thought was damn cool. So, please go and follow her on her Twitter. I don't know her at all, but I love giving credit where credit is due, and I like what she did, and what she did here was hella cool. So just a little bit of a background so that you know what's going on. Please go and check out her stuff. Follow her on her Twitter. She also has a YouTube channel as well. Check her out, subscribe, show support. She even started doing a breakdown of the unsealed documents on her own channel. She's a lawyer, so you'll get the meat and potatoes real quick from her as well, okay? But moving on, real quick. I have Jacqueline. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hi Pascal, thank you for what you do okay. So I'm new to your channel from Popcorn Planet. What's up, Popcorn Planet? Shout out to those guys. I'm glad I made it tonight. I didn't get notified. So do me a favor, hit the bell button. Okay, you see the notification bell button. Click it so it turns off and turn it back on. Like click on it again so that you know whenever I go live. For some odd reason, a lot of people have been getting not been getting alerts anytime I do pop-up videos or anytime I do a live. So please go over there, go to my page, turn it off, turn it back on, and we should be Gucci. Okay. So let us go into this thing. Okay, so this is something that I saw on online, and I thought this was just very interesting. And of course, we're gonna jump down, take a little trip down memory lane a little bit in just a minute, but we do have to look at this. Now, it's this, y'all. Johnny Depp allegedly suffers from ED. What? But what's interesting here, what's really interesting about this story here, is that they're saying the reason why the incident happened in where she was essayed by a bottle was because he was so angry about his little Johnson not working at that time. This is what is being seen or shown in the newly unsealed court documents. So what they claimed then doesn't really match up to what she said at on the stand during her testimony and cross-examination. None of it. It makes no sense to me. Okay? Zero. But apparently, because his little tallywhacker, why did I even say that? Wow, that's the first time I've ever said that before. But anyway, his little, his hammer wasn't hammering. And so apparently he got so angry, the tallywhacker, he got so angry that he did this unthinkable thing to this woman. This is what she claims. Remember? We're going to look at that moment in just a second when she was on the stand saying this stuff between her cries. So let's not forget that. But let's get into this article really quick because I thought this was fascinating. Fascinating, okay? And do me a favor, y'all. See a bunch of y'all starting to file in. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all y'all. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, send it past 300 likes for me really quick. A like doesn't cost a thing. It helps this channel grow. It needs its nutrients and its calcium and its, just help me. You know what I mean? Help a brother out. I'm trying to drink milk so I can get big and strong. Okay? So hit that like button down below and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay? Tallywhacker. Anyway, let's move on here. Okay? So unsealed documents reveal that Johnny Depp allegedly suffers from ED. I can't even say that word. I can't even say that phrase. He's got a wet noodle, allegedly. This is what they said in the court documents, which I think was just a knock at trying to, emasculate him even more, try to make him look bad. And I get it. This was a very, very nasty case. But still, they were lowballing each other. Just a lot of low balls. Get it? Moving on. So he suffers from ED, according to AH, her lawyers, according to AH's lawyers. All right. Though Mr. Depp would rather not disclose his ED condition, such condition absolutely is relevant to SV, including Depp's anger and use of bottle to SVAH. And this is from the March 28th filing obtained by Page 6 at that, from this particular article. So Depp's alleged medical condition is what contributed to his violent behavior towards his ex-wife, AH, lawyers argue. So obviously AH's legal team, claims that Depp's medical condition makes him more likely to become angry or agitated that leads him into anger and aggression. So in other words, he randomly takes a bottle because his circuit is short-circuiting, okay? The piping ain't working. He gets angry and does unthinkable things to this young woman. Was it mentioned in the trial? Did they talk about it? No. That never was brought up. Never was said. She never said anything about that when she was on the stand. Like I said, we're going to go back into it. We're going to take a trip down memories lanes up in this biz naive. But seriously, when you look at that, wouldn't that be very important information that maybe he is, if he really is that distraught about his manhood not working, his eggplant getting kind of rotted, it's kind of flimsy, you know? Wouldn't you want to put that information out there to let everybody know he was so enraged because he could not get engorged that he did this terrible thing to me? That is some serious information that you're deciding not to put out there. Strange, right? Never was brought up. Just so you know, never was brought up. And also, I will say this too, because we got to play it out. Oh, look at them. Before hell, I'm assuming. But if you really think about it, let's rap about this for a second. Yes, I said floppy disk. I couldn't say it anything else, so I had to say floppy disk. Okay, but I get it. I could see it. I could see this problem. I could see this being a problem. I'm sorry, meaning because of the amount of, allegedly, what they said, the amount of drugs and alcohol he was consuming on a daily when he was on his benders. I could see that happening. I could literally see that. We all know, fellas, we all have had whiskey dick in our lives. Let's keep it real. Okay? We're all adults here, for what I know. If there's a kid in the room, sorry, earmuffs. A little delayed. But like I said, okay, it happens. It happens. But does it enrage somebody so much that they go grab a maker's mark and do unthinkable things to their spouse or their girlfriend or their loved one? I'm going to sit here and say, hell to the no. No. Okay? So with JD, I could see something like that being plausible because of just being high. Okay? High as hell, high. I can see that, especially if he's gone on days on end, just drinking. At some point, you're not going to feel your naughty bits. No naughty bits down there. Okay? Just saying. But does that make you grab a bottle again and do unthinkable things? Sorry, but if it was not working, that makes me think roll over, go to sleep. Wake up, have a coffee, have some drinks. Have some water, drinks of water. That's what I mean. And try to mount the horse again later on. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But that does not mean you go off and do what she claimed that he did. Let's go on. Let's move on here. So we already know that they met up for this trial and all that to discuss the allegations made throughout the couple's relationship. The pair married in 2015, which we already know. They separated a little bit over a year later before officially divorcing in 2017. She claimed that he allegedly SA'd her or abused her dating back to 2013 when she claims that he SA'd her. And we heard all this on the stand, mind you. Heard all of this BS on the stand. So, her took to the stand in May to testify that her ex-husband allegedly, this stuff is hard to say, y'all, but you see it right there, allegedly did something, SA'd her with a liquor bottle and threatened to do some unthinkable things to her face with a sharp object in 2015. I don't know if if the bottle he had inside me was broken, breathing heavily as she held back tears. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel anything. So, and of course, right after that, you had Camille, I think it was Camille Vasquez, asking her, okay, were you bleeding down there? Yes, She says yes. She didn't know if she didn't know if the bottle was broken. She didn't know if there was broken glass or anything of that sort. And of course, this obviously leads to the Late Late Show with James Corden, which I wonder if I still have those photos. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Bow. Okay, Late Late Show with James Corden fiasco, where she said right after this is when she went on to the show. So he did these terrible things to her with an alleged Maker's Mark bottle, and she was still able to show up, move around, have a great time. She was drugged through glass. Let's not forget all the added stuff. She basically said the reason why all of this and the losing of his finger, the tip of his middle finger, his right middle finger, which now he calls Little Richard, the reason why all that stuff went down was because of ED, because of a floppy disk. Yeah. Craziest stuff I've ever heard in my entire life. Real quick, Local Trees, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 5 support. Thank you so much, my brother. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support, okay? It is really, really greatly appreciated. I missed you guys this morning, but I had a couple pop-up videos for you guys and all that. So one thing I wanted to go into is to go back to that testimony in which she said what she said, okay? Because I think this is important. I really do think this is important because you got to remember, the court documents are saying one thing, but then when she's on stand, she's saying something completely different. All right? So let's take a look at that.
At some point, he had at some point, I remember feeling really hurt. And then at some point, I shoved him hard to get him off me. And he shoved me back and he said, "You want to go, little girl?" But at some point, he had a broken bottle
right here
up against my face, neck area by my jawline. And he told me he'd carve up my face.
Yep.
He had my, nightgown and it kind of ripped it off my chest.
Right.
I remember at one point he's teasing me, taunting me that he has my my breasts in his hand.
How does somebody taunt that he had? I don't. Never mind. Sorry. I just don't. I that part I don't. A lot of this doesn't make sense to me, but because she said that he ripped it off, and I don't mean to go back to something that we already analyzed like a mug before, but these are the moments that don't make sense to me. So let's continue.
My nightgown came completely off. It was
completely
ripped
off
of me.
Right.
So I was naked. God, the next thing I remember, I always been over backwards on the bar, meaning my chest was up. I was staring at the blue lights and my chest was on this, my back was on the countertops. And I thought he was punching me. I thought he was. Oh, I'm sorry. He was. I felt this pressure.
This is just really hard to watch because it's just so bad, in my personal opinion. This is really hard to watch because it's absolute BS, in my personal opinion. But let's continue. She said, I didn't know if he was punching me or not, but okay.
On my pubic bone. He thought he was punching me. I just saw his arm. I could feel his arm moving, and it looked like he was punching me. But I could just feel this pressure. It was like if it kept hitting, it didn't feel pain. It was just a pressure on my pubic bone. And
Okay, so that's good enough for me. I don't know about you, but you get the general meat and potatoes of that. Clearly, she's basically saying, "Oh, he did these terrible things to me. He used this bottle on me." But looks like, I mean, let's be real. As soon as Elaine got done doing her questioning during the cross, there was a question that was asked, and the question that was asked was, "Were you bleeding down there after what happened? Was there anything going on down there?" To show that there was maybe that she was inflicted on something in some sort of way. She said yes. So then instantly in my mind, I'm going, well, why? Why would you just hop on a plane all willy-nilly and go do TV appearances like nothing ever happened and just be fine and dandy about everything? If said thing happened, you wouldn't move. You wouldn't be able to do anything. You would instantly be rushed to the doctor. Then, of course, we listened to countless hours of audio, especially the audio, the day that the doctor and the nurse came in with Johnny losing his mind because he had just lost his finger. And he's like, you screaming at Amber, basically saying, "You've done this to me," kind of thing. "You made my life hell," blah, 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 blah. Instead of them running to her aid, because she would probably be, if said thing, said act actually went down, she'd be curled up in a ball in a corner somewhere, not moving. That type of level of extreme violation, no one can just bounce back from that with ease. So, strange to me. Very, very strange to me indeed. All right. Yes, Dr. Kipper and nurse, exactly. Where they showed up, they would have attended to her first. They would have attended to both of them at the same time, actually, because both, if the injuries were that severe, both at the same time, they would have been like, the nurse would have been like, "I got her," and he would have been like, "Yo, I'm gonna go take care of Johnny," something of that sort. "I'm gonna go look for his fingertip," and all that. Okay? Period. Wendy Davis, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. She's so full of BS. Yep, I agree. I saw another super chat in here. Let me just grab that before I go into the rest of this article real quick. Cynthia Gaines, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, 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 very much. Okay. And yes, I mean, and let me just say this really quick to all you survivors out there that are sitting here sticking through this and talking about this. I'm sorry if any of this is, triggering you or making you feel any type of way. The last thing I want to do is make any of you guys uncomfortable, but I will say this: I appreciate you guys being so strong and getting through what you have gone through. And if you're still going through it, trust me, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You are not alone. Please talk. Please reach out. Please yell, scream, make it known if you are in a situation that you need to get out. Trust me, even perfect strangers will do everything they can to get you out and get you to safety as quickly as possible. I just wanted to say that really, really quick, because this type of stuff pisses me off more than anything in the world, because there's so many people out here that are just fighting every day just to get through the day, just to get through 5 minutes and then the next 5 minutes. So I just wanted you guys to know that. Stay strong out there. But I just wanted to jump on this, the rest of this article really quick so that you can understand a little bit of this, the court documents. Okay. All right. So court documents show that the alleged assault occurred at the same time Depp suffered from a severed finger. So we already know the alleged severed little Richard moment. Okay. All of this went down at the same time when Depp was claiming that Heard threw a vodka bottle at his finger, and then when it shattered, it chopped the tip of his finger off, the tip of his right finger, middle finger off. Okay, and he calls it now Little Richard. Okay, so unveiled documents accessed on August 1st further revealed AH's sister told her boss that the certain Aquaman starlet had severed Johnny Depp's finger when she threw a bottle of vodka at him. So her sister even said, "Oh, damn, my sister just cut off JD's finger." This is all what's saying in the documents. Man, I got questions. God, man, I got questions, y'all. So there was a deposition that was given by Jennifer Howell, okay, a former friend and boss of Heard's sister, Whitney. We all know about Whitney W, okay, Whitney H, all right? Speaking about the finger incident, she recollects when Amber's sister screams in the office, she's cut off his GD finger while the duo were in Australia as Depp was filming the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean film. Despite the accusations, the Aquaman starlet, despite accusations by this certain Aquaman starlet, JD denied the sexual or the SA allegations from his ex-wife throughout the defamation trial that ended. We already know that, okay? And of course, still to this day, she still owes him $10.35 million. All right. When, of course, she was found liable for defaming JD in an op-ed that she wrote, and that was published in 2018. Okay. So clearly in the documents, it says everything that we need to know. All the truths, and of course the lies, are completely exposed in these documents. What's wild to me and what I want to know, okay? What I want to know is why isn't AH or even her sister or any other person that went up on the stand, mainly those two, why aren't they getting slapped in the face with any type of perjury investigations? That's the number one question I have in my brain. Why? The documents that they brought into trial and then what they said on the stand are drastically two different things. And we already been known that. But when you actually have it written out, 6,600 some odd pages of documents that were used for this trial. And you know for a fact that both sides, both parties, both Team AH and Team JD memorized every single nuance of every single page of those documents. So when anybody went up there and when AH or JD went up on the stand, you know for a fact they're remembering everything. Oh, I remember when she said this, that, and the third, but she's saying it differently now on the stand. Why isn't that enough information, enough proof of perjury? That's what I'd like to know. Okay? I want to know. Okay? Because something's not right here. And somebody should be going down for lying on the stand, in my personal opinion. Jacqueline, thank you so much for the $1.50. I really do appreciate the super sticker. Okay? Thank you so very, very, very much. Mind Spasm, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. As a survivor, the subject is not a trigger. Her mockery and using our pain is as a weapon. But most females know or have met an Amber. who takes advantage of a man who rightfully will not strike her. Yes, that's very true. Trust me. But it's on it. There are many on both sides of the spectrum of men and women, right? It just depends on the situation, right? Because there's a lot of guys that will cry wolf when there ain't not one wolf around, just for their own financial or for their own, I don't know, status gain, right? So it's not, it's not only just women, it is also men too. That will lie through their teeth and take advantage of certain things. Oh, she crazy, kind of thing. I've seen many of those stories, only to find out that it's all lies, unfortunately. All right. Wendy Davis, thank you so much for the $1. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. But yes, it's crazy that this is the stuff that's been going out and saying that, oh, the reason why this is all going down is because of him not being able to pitch a tent. Literally. The reason why he lost the tip of his finger is because he couldn't do what he needed to do in the bedroom. His he couldn't stand at full mast. In that a phrase? I'm trying to think of every single phrase I can think of under the sun up in this biznai. Real talk. Okay. But let's see what they say here even more. So of course she's done it now. She was screaming. She's done it now. She's cut off his GD finger, and made this huge proclamation. And I pushed my chair back. This is what Jennifer Howell said. Okay, this is during her deposition. And she goes, she cut off his finger. She cut off his finger. And then she bolted out the door and was like, I got to call somebody. I got to call somebody. She went out the door and she called someone. I do not know who she called. That's what was said. Then when asked if Whitney had specified who the she or he were in the scenario, Hallwell responded, it was Amber and Johnny. And she apparently had thrown a bottle and cut off his finger, is what she reported when she came back in from whoever she talked to outside. Of course, AH denied causing injury, which we already know, saying that he did it to himself by breaking a phone in a drunken rage. And all of this went down because it was like bubble gum down there. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Okay. Victoria, yes, make it make sense. To me, the math ain't mathin'. Okay. Clearly, this is all nothing but lies. Okay. Nothing but lies. And of course, she had someone like Elaine or Team AH, because you got to remember, it wasn't only just Elaine involved in this. Many other people were involved in this, and they were down for the cause. Period, point blank. But the fact that they're claiming it was because of his lack of being able to use his weed whacker properly is absolutely insane to me. And the fact that it's even in documents, this is in documents, court documents, is absolutely beyond me. He couldn't perform, so he got mad and cut off his own finger and then dragged me through the glass and did all these crazy things and used a bottle on me. Yet the very next day, no cuts, no bruises, and she was walking just fine. Like I said, there is so much more to this story, and we are going to be getting down to the nitty gritty on this for reals. Okay. We're going to be jumping into this more and more. I will be diving into it more tomorrow morning as well. And hopefully I'll be getting somebody on to chop it up with me on some of these topics, because there's been a lot. Man, there's been crazy stuff that's been popping off. Allegedly, some interesting salacious pasts for AH. Like I said, just more and more stories just keep popping off from this thousands and thousands and thousands of pages, documents that were used for this particular trial. And a lot of it was held back. A lot of this stuff was pushed aside. Why? Obviously, some of it was just some crazy, unreasonable claims, but some of them I feel could have been out here for everybody to see. Rochelle, thank you so much for the $2. I really do appreciate it. Panda QAF, thank you so much for the £2. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate your support. Okay. Yes, HD NFT, absolutely. 6,000 pages of documents and no proof of JD mentioning doing anything of that kind to her. All he wanted to do, from what I've seen, which I don't think was the greatest idea, but apparently in some of this, he was trying to put some stuff, some videos. And some people were saying it was kind of like revenge stuff, corn, okay? Just switch out the C and put a P in there. Okay. Which, like I said, there is going to be some topics that we will be talking about that tomorrow for sure. Charlie Miller, what's up, man? He said, what time are you going on tomorrow? It looks like I'll be on at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we are going to be going through some of these documents, some of this information, because we got to talk about it. Okay. I have so much more I got to talk about other than this, these documents, but these are interesting enough. And I do want to bring a professional on that can break it down for us, that can make us understand a little bit more of what's going on and why some of this stuff wasn't brought out, because some of this stuff should have been brought out. Let's keep it real. Okay. Some of this stuff should have been out. Even during this trial, because I think that would have exposed a lot more. I mean, not to say that the hours and hours of video, photos, and audio files that we've already seen, right, aren't enough. It just is interesting to show how Team Heard was like, what they were willing to do. And they were willing to do everything, including go after his own Johnson, y'all. His Johnson. And say he couldn't perform. Hence the reason why he went rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, 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 like that. And chopped off his finger and lost his mind. He went Captain Caveman. For what reason? For what reason? Because of a wet noodle? Man, there's pills for that, y'all. Come on, man. Sure. Just saying. This puts the ick in ridiculous. Oh, this puts the, I see what you did there. This puts the D, in ridiculous. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Lisa. Thank you so very, very much. But yeah, what say you guys? What are your thoughts on this information? And this is just the tip of the iceberg, baby. Or in his case, it's just the tip. Not really, because it was his first time. It doesn't happen all the time. He was really excited to see you, and just maybe if you gave him 5 more minutes. Hot topic. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hey, Pascal, I've been watching you since the trial, but if she would have won, I would never trust the justice system. I agree. I completely agree. I would have been like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I would have walked out into the field and just look around on the floor like, how did How did he get the ball in the net like that? How did that happen? Hold up. Wait. The laws of gravity are off today. I would have been off. Okay. You know for a fact exactly what I'm talking about. You put your hands on your hips, you're looking around like, hey, well, the ball was there, and then then it went into the net. How did it get from there to there with that? So that was hella fast. That was hella Yeah. So I wouldn't trust it at all. Trust and believe. I wouldn't trust that at all. Hot topic. I would have been done. With all of it. So I'm happy with the turnout, but of course, now with all these appeals and how she's trying not to spend the money or pay him the money and all that, I'm interested to see what's going to happen from this point on. It's going to be a fascinating time for sure. But now we have these unsealed documents that have finally came out. Shout out to Andrea Burkhart for making that happen. And now we get to get more of a glimpse on what happened behind closed doors, behind the curtain, as far as all the crazy accusations and all the evidence that both of them have on each other. That's what's going to be even more enticing to see here as we look at some of it tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so do me a solid, y'all. If you haven't done it yet, please do me a favor, because that's the show today. I appreciate all y'all for being in here, chopping it up with me and being a part of the conversation. You guys are amazing. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Hit it, crush it. Be on tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We will be chopping it up. It is conversations that you do not want to miss. All right? So be sure to hop on 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? So that's what? 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, okay? And 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, okay? So please hop on 11:30 Central Standard Time. We're going to be popping it off, talking about some more of these documents, some more of these interesting, salacious information that's popped off. We're going to have some fun tomorrow. So hit that like button, please, and thank you. Hit that like button. Send it past 800 likes before you leave. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay? Help me get it up. See what I did there? Help me get it up to 800 likes real quick. On behalf of Johnny Depp's pecker. Okay? On behalf of his pecker. Send it past the 800 likes before you leave. Let's leave strong like wood. Okay? Anyway, please do me a favor as well. Hit that subscribe button, crush it, make it scream out your name. All right, that would really, really mean a lot. All right, but most definitely hit that subscribe button or hit that like button down below. Send it past 800 likes for me right quick. Okay? On behalf of Johnny, that would really mean a lot. All right. And of course, please join my locals. Check out my Patreon. And of course, if you just want to support, check out my join button down below. And of course, I got that merch. So check out my merch page. The link is in the description box down below. I appreciate all y'all for being on. You know for a fact there will be a pop-up video tomorrow morning, so be sure to check that out before the 11:30 a.m. show, okay? Be great to have your support, all right, on a different topic other than just JD and AH. Come on in. Check those out. It'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways, time to get going. Appreciate all y'all. Have a great rest of your night. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.